Right, welcome back guys, welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision Hero Born Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm giving you guys my review for The Walking Dead Season 11 Episode 6, On the Inside. Now, if The Walking Dead is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon, then miss more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. Now, we're up to Episode 6 of Season 11, On the Inside. Now, if I'm going to be honest right now, this is probably my favorite, if not the best episode of Season 11 for me so far. The rest have just been okay to math for me so far, but this one definitely kicked up the game and was very good. So it mainly focuses around Virgil and Connie, which is the main storyline, and then you got the B storyline regarding the Reapers with Daryl and Leah. Now, I'll go over the Daryl and Leah stuff first, because that's kind of not as big as the stuff with Virgil and Connie, but it's pretty much them. They're trying to find Maggie. You got Daryl, who's tested by torturing Frost. He gets the information that they need, and they go off and search for Maggie and her crew. They end up finding the house that Maggie's in, but, Daryl warns them, and they're able to escape in time. It's just him trying to prove himself to the group that he's trustworthy. He goes there. It is the place where they are. They find out that that's just they were there, but they missed them. Now, there's this moment within this episode where Daryl and this other dude within the group have this little beef. And I feel like they're building something up here where it's like the two of them are going to end up coming to blows or something. Similar to what happened with the Claimers with that one dude with Daryl had an issue with. It feels really repetitive to that. I'm not sure if that'll end up happening, but it feels very repetitive to that. I could be wrong, and I really hope they don't go down that route and it's just another ripoff of the Claimer story arc. But yeah, you got that happening. Rhea believes Daryl. You got that little tension between the group. Again, it just feels unnecessary. I mean, we know it's coming. It just doesn't hold that same weight as something else would, because we just know that these people aren't trusting Daryl. So it just doesn't hold the same weight that it probably would if we didn't know much of the information that we already know. But like I said, Maggie and her crew escape. Daryl and them return back to the Reaper's base, and it's revealed that Pope killed Frost to gain more information out of him after they left. Like I said, not a lot of huge stuff going there with the Daryl and Leah storyline. They're just going to this house, looking for Maggie and her group. There are a few good character development moments there with Daryl and Leah, and like I said, the kind of tension there between the other dude, but not a whole lot there worth discussing and going over. It was okay, if you want my honest opinion, just there. But then like I said, you got the Connie and Virgil storyline. Now this is very great. Now, when I first saw that they were going to have a Connie and Virgil story episode, I was like, oh god, this is going to be a whole filler episode. I am glad that they mixed it with the Daryl and Reaper stuff, just because it made it a little bit more, breathable. It wasn't just Connie and Virgil hanging out there. But it was very well done. It was a very good, on the edge of your seat, scary moment episode with these two characters. Now, one of the things that I thought was very good within this episode is the fact that Virgil doesn't know sign language. I think that was very well done there. So you got Connie is trying to talk to him, yet he has no idea what she's saying, and vice versa. He's trying to talk to her, but it's hard for him to get it done in a way that she can understand him. I really like that dynamic there. And I do think that these two characters had some good chemistry together on screen, which is very good. Now, I don't feel like they've been together for that long. I mean, maybe a day, two, maybe half a week or something like that. Nothing crazily too long. But yeah, you got these two characters. They're in this old abandoned house, and they're trying to just camp out there because they got caught up in the middle of this big storm. So they're just trying to catch their breath there. You got Virgil saying, look, we need to rest. We've been moving for too long. We need to take a breather, which I like. That was a good way. And while he's on watch, Connie's exploring the house because they originally believed that the house is empty. However, as Connie's exploring the house, she finds other people in there, and they end up realizing that this is not an abandoned house and it's a bunch of feral humans. So I really like that. It was a very good aspect to this show, something we haven't seen before, like a group of primal humans. They're feral humans. They never, like, I guess, evolved, as you would say. Now, I did see some people bring this up on the different chats online or whatnot, and they mentioned that the fact that the survivors, the feral humans, could actually be kids from, like, young age and never actually learned how to grow up, because it's 10 years in the apocalypse, 10, 12 years, give or take, around there, I think people said. So, give or take, these could have been kids who were very young at the beginning of the apocalypse, and that they just never matured into actual living a human life. That's definitely an interesting concept, and definitely something that would be. I know they probably never confirmed it, but it's definitely something I think is cool and might be a good way to add some canon, because I just think that's a very cool aspect to just having kids that were never, like, raised and grew up in, like, a societal way to learn how to become actual humans and just were feral humans. I think that's a really interesting aspect there. But you got that whole aspect here, and you got the two of them who end up, Virgil and Connie end up getting separated. Virgil doesn't believe Connie. He kind of thinks that, she's sleep deprived. She must be seeing things. But after they get separated, he's attacked by one of the ferals and is nearly killed. But Connie helps save him by, banging on the walls. You got the two of them who are trying to get to safety, trying to figure out a way out of here. Now, one point in the episode, you do got Virgil who references Michonne. Now, I do like that. I'm very curious to see what goes on there. I know a lot of people are talking about, are they going to now, tell about Rick or anything? Honestly, I don't know. This is a tricky one. I mean, he could talk about how he ran into Michonne, but is that enough to say, look, Michonne left to go in search of someone? Or I don't know. I just don't feel like there's going to be this huge impact on this whole thing where it's like, oh my god, Rick's alive. I just don't believe we're going to get something like that. It might be done off screen. I just don't think that they're just going to have this huge, big moment within the next episodes or so where it's like, oh my god, Rick's alive, we got to go looking for him. Like, I just don't believe we're going to get something like that. I could be wrong, but we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe it'll do something there, maybe in the third half season 11, where, like, it builds up. Maybe Rick returns in, like, the final few episodes of season 11 or something like that. I don't know. It's definitely a possibility. But we'll just have to wait and see. I just don't believe it's going to be that huge of a big impact within the season or story arc or anything regarding that, of Virgil revealing that Michonne left and knows where Rick is. I just don't believe we're going to get something along those lines. But like I said, they're stuck in the house. They're trying to find a way to escape. You got Virgil is attacked by another feral and is badly wounded. Now he tells Connie, look, I'll hold them off. You go out. You go and get to safety. Leave me behind. I'm not worth, he references how Michonne, let him live. And this is like, maybe this is the reason why, to help her get to safety and get to her people. So I really like that aspect. On one hand, I do feel like that's a little bit cliche-ish. Because we've always seen that, like, oh my god, I was spared, and this is the reason why I was spared. On one hand, it's really, really cliche. But on the other hand, I partially am okay with it. It partially works. It's an okay thing, just not something like I'm like, it's a cliche, but it's not like something I'm going to take off points for. But you got Connie who disagrees, says we're going to get out of here together. She tries to help him out. As they escape, or as they're making their way towards the door, they're continuously attacked by ferals. They get towards the entrance of the house, and you got Connie who comes up with this uses the guts trick. She uses a walker guts, covers herself up with walker guts, has the two of them lean against the wall, her covering up Virgil since he's not covered up in guts, and opens the door, allowing a herd of walkers in, which in turn devours the ferals. and they're able to escape. So I really like that. Plus, it utilizes the guts trick that we don't really see that often. And I just really liked how they had that idea. Connie, learned it over time, so it makes sense. It was a good way to, do callbacks and just use a technique that would make sense in the scene of the moment. Now, they're able to escape outside. Now, this is where I'm going to go back and connect some things that I didn't talk about earlier on in the review, especially due to the fact that this is now where we get the reunion between Connie and Kelly. So earlier on in the episode, you had, Kelly who goes off on her own to look for Connie after finding out the information from the previous episode that Connie is alive. Now, I never really like these kind of things where like that the one person goes off to search for the person on their own, and then X people or X person finds them out, goes after them, and then the two of them work together. I just never like those kind of things. It just comes off as, again, annoying / cliche-ish. So I'm going to take off points here compared to the other one. This one's just a little bit more too annoying and too much of a cliche. So she ends up being, reuniting with Magna, Carol, and Rosita. And the three of them later on reunite with Connie and Virgil at the end of the episode. You got Connie who arrives there, takes out two ferals out, had escaped the house. And you got the two of them who reunite. Now, I'm kind of mixed here because on one hand, I like that we got this reunion. But at the same time, I don't know, just something about it just didn't have that same, umph to it that it should have. I don't know if it's because we knew the reunion was coming or something like that, but it just didn't feel like it had that big umph to it that it should have had. It just felt kind of there. It just didn't feel like it had any big impact there, where I feel like it should have. Especially since this character's been gone for so long, I just feel like there should have been a little bit more there in regards to reunion between the two characters. And another thing I'm going to take off points for is the fact that they reunite there, and yet you got Virgil on the ground a few feet over, and he's bleeding out. And you just got the two of them reunited, and you can look back and you see Carol and Rosita watching them. And it's like, wait, you two are just standing there watching them, and you got a dude bleeding out behind Connie. It just kind of looks and is just stupid and funny. I got to take off points there. I know, it just is, really stupid. You would at least expect, Carol and Rosita to see the guy laying on the ground and go check it out. He saved Connie. Meanwhile, he's on the ground bleeding out. It just comes off as, really? Did you forget that Virgil was there? It just came off as silly. If I had to give this one a grade, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about the episode in the comment section down below. So yeah guys, that's my review of The Walking Dead Season 11 Episode 6 On the Inside. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon, don't miss more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. And go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which is linked in the back section on my YouTube channel. As always, I've been Vision Hero Boy Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.